Welcome to this next series. So this series we are going to be looking at contracts that we've not signed up for. So basically these are limited beliefs. These are beliefs that we adhere to that don't particularly serve us. Now these might come through trauma, these might come through childhood, parents, this might be societal, it could be environmental. And we are going to pull this right apart over the next 4 weeks. For you to be able to start writing your own scripts, for you to be able to create a compelling future for yourself that works for you. Whether it's trauma related, whether it's neurodiversity, however that is, the scripts that we have created for ourselves, the contracts that we've created for ourselves that just don't serve us anymore. So I'm going to start with the hard truth. They're not really choices, are they? Because most of it is in our subconscious. We just do it. It's implicit memory. So it's like driving a car. It's like washing yourself in the shower. It's become so ingrained into us, we just do it. So the same thoughts that we had yesterday, we will have today, we will have tomorrow. The same behaviors that we had yesterday, we have today, that we will have tomorrow. Until we start to become aware and start to do something different. So this first week is around spotting these contracts. So just creating another level of self-awareness. Some of these might sound like, I don't trust anyone. I never need anyone. I have to do this on my own. I'll keep the peace even if it kills me. I don't do conflict. I'll always prove I'm enough. I'm a nice person. That's in defense of people pleasing. It's just part of who I am. You'll never change me. It's just not true. So they run your life, they dictate your decisions, your relationships, your energy, and you don't even know they're there. So we're going to shine a light on these contracts so you can finally see them, because if you can't see them, you can't change them. So this is about making you more aware. So the concept, these are unconscious promises your nervous system made to keep you safe. Maybe as a kid you were told to be strong, so you learned not to show weakness. Maybe conflict in your home made you decide, I'll keep the peace no matter what. Maybe you got praised only when you achieve, so the contract becomes I'll prove I'm enough. So your value is based on what you do and not who you are. All the time these kept you safe, but as an adult, it's just restrictive. It's like having bars, guided rails around you, you know, like on the bowling. So you can't go outside. When you are neurodiverse or carrying trauma, these contracts feel more like binding because your nervous system has less capacity. So instead of breaking free, you keep looping these in. So one of mine was that I will never be able to grow this business because in the past, everything I've ever had, I've just burnt it to the ground because I've just burnt out and got overwhelmed. So then as I start to grow this online, as I start to put content on YouTube, get consistent with posting content on my social media. It's uncomfortable for me because I feel like I am going to get, well, the reality is I will get criticized. Like, that is part of the reality of working against this. So it's looking at what my beliefs or what the contracts are. Because the history will tell me that that's true, but actually it's not, because I'm not nowhere near the same person that I am now that I was then. I have far much more support in place. So when I become a little bit overwhelmed, not only am I able to ground myself and regulate myself, I'm also able to lean on people and ask for help. Whereas I didn't have that before. So when I first started working with my business coach, Paul Malt, he was encouraging me to take risks, and it scared the life out of me because it was just a new concept. It was so uncomfortable for me. So every sinew of my nervous system was screaming that it's not safe. Don't trust anyone, do it on your own. So there were so many of these coming up. But I had to take the leap. It's about, what does that look like for you? Can you start off by taking relatively risk-free or minimum risk tasks? What do they look like for you? So for me, this was just about putting myself out there, creating daily content, creating weekly content, putting myself out there, getting criticized, getting hammered on social media, getting hammered on YouTube, but still being okay with it. Not making it about me. This is not about me. This is about them. So if I carry on giving value and putting content out there to help others, the haters were just going to hate anyway. So that's part of it. So then when I get haters, then it's not unmet. It's not an unmet expectation. So I ripped it up and I trusted him. And that decision changed everything. Because I'm now okay with being uncomfortable. Do I still have wobbly moments? Absolutely. Of course I did. I wouldn't be a human being if I didn't. So let's just pause for a minute, because I want to get really honest here. So just grab a piece of paper, a pen and paper, and just sit with this. I've got some questions for you to answer. Just reflect on these. What's one contract you know you've been living by that no longer serves you? So get a cup of tea and just sit down and just have a think about these. What one contract are you living by now that it just doesn't serve you anymore? Who would you disappoint if you broke that contract? What has it cost you in your relationship, your health, your sense of self to keep living it? Another one for me is when I stopped drinking. What will other people think of me? It was a huge part for me. That rejection sensitivity, understanding that, you know, everyone's going to have an opinion anyway, but at the end of the day, like, who am I doing this for? So now we're going to look at this through a little bit. We're going to do a little exercise, or I'm going to encourage you to do a little exercise. So sit comfortably, sit back in the chair, ground your feet on the floor, feel the floor underneath your feet, feel the back of the chair supporting you. And I'd just like you to scan your body from head to toe. And as you think about this contract that you've been living under, the one that you've reflected on, the one you wrote down in the last part, notice where you feel it in your body. Is it in your chest? Is it in your stomach? Is it in your throat? Is it in your shoulders, jaw, head? What do you notice? Don't judge it. Don't try and move it. Just notice it. Now, with every exhale, imagine losing your grip on it. Remind your body you don't have to carry this anymore. And just spend a few moments here just noticing how these old repetitive contracts show up in our nervous system. Any areas of tension, any areas of resistance. Generally, if you're challenging an old belief, an old contract, you will get some kind of resistance in your body. So, for the last couple of minutes, I just want you to reflect on this. So most men never see the contracts run in their lives. They just call it being busy or not ready yet. I hear that so much. I need to shift some money about. I need to check my finances. Oh, I'm so busy at the moment, I just couldn't fit it in. That is an old contract. Because being busy is part of who you are. It's almost like a badge of honor. I'm not ready yet. Well, how would you know if you were ready? What would happen for you to know that you were ready to start doing something for yourself? I'm not talking about working with me. I'm talking about just doing something for yourself, prioritizing you over being busy. Being busy is just about is about being aware of your priorities. So it's poor planning. It's being kind of going down a rabbit hole. So this first session is just about awareness. The real work comes over the next few weeks about tearing up the old scripts and writing new ones that actually align with who you are now, not who you had to be to survive. So years ago, I was just surviving, caught up in a cycle of just working flat out, self-medicating at weekends, overstimulated, didn't even know how to regulate myself, didn't even know what that meant. So this is exactly what we'll be doing over the next 3 weeks. So this will be, if you follow this over the next 3 weeks after this week, this will change your life. This will transform your life, I promise you. So if you are curious about maybe doing anyone working with me over a longer period, in the link description, I will put a link for a free clarity call. So you can just have a chat with me for nothing. It's free. And it's not a hard sell. It's just a clarity call to see whether this program will work for you. But I really encourage you to action the 3 questions that I've asked you earlier on. So really have a sit down and reflect about those old contracts and how they impact you. Where do they show up in your life? Any questions, just jump in the comments. Thanks very much.